Hello, this is me. I'm Matthew, not Kyle, and this is my room, not my car. For the first time, I'm making a video not in my car because I'm going to try some long form content, and I still want to teach things, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be proving 90% of the population correct. These people are the theists, the people that are not atheists, which I will be disproving because I was once an atheist. I almost became atheist, I should say. Yet, because of these arguments which I shall be presenting, I did not believe in atheism. However, these arguments range from simple to pretty complicated. I will be doing them right now, but let me just get this other screen up because I want to present it using a paint tool. And this is where I will be proving Christianity. Well, right now I'm only proving theism. Here's how it's going to work. Today, I'm going to be proving 10% of the population incorrect. So that's the atheists over here. And I'm going to be proving theism. And then after I do that, I'm going to be posting a video where I prove the pagan beliefs wrong and that the Abrahamic faiths are correct, which would be Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. I think are correct, and I'm going to prove them correct. And then after that, I'm going to take out Islam and Judaism separately. So first, I'm going to be taking out Judaism, proving that Jesus was at least a prophet, as the Muslims say, and that he wasn't just a nobody like the people of Judaism say. And so I'm just going to represent that with a J for Jesus. And then after that, I'm going to be proving Islam wrong and proving Christianity as the one true correct religion. So let's do this. So, first argument I will be presenting, the simplest of the arguments, I would say, and I think a lot of people come with this on their own. I came up with this on my own, and later I learned it was already a pretty popular argument. I'm going to express it with a line. People usually express it with a box, but I'm going to express it with a line because I feel like that's the best way to present it in my head. So, in the middle, we have a 0. On the left, we have a -1, and then on the right, we have a 1. This is like happiness, the experience, the quality of it, right? And -1 would be HE double hockey sticks. Then on the right, it would be heaven, which I'm just going to express with an H. And then in the middle, DNA does not exist. And if we were to place Christians on this, let's see, Christianity, well, not Christianity, sorry, theism, people that believe in a God, if they are correct, they go to heaven. While if they're not correct, they don't exist. So theists would place right here, right? Worst case scenario, best case scenario. Then for atheists, if they die and they were wrong, then they will go to HE double hockey sticks. While if they were right, they just won't exist. So atheists will go here. And as you can see, the best case scenario for an atheist is the worst case scenario for a theist. And so the best thing to do would be a theist, obviously. Because the average for a theist on what they will get is 1/2 on good experiences, while the average for an atheist will be a -1/2. So no matter what, it's going to be bad for them, or it's just going to be neutral. It's their best case scenario. It's just not bad, not good. So from this, we can figure out that it is the best bet to be a theist. Is this a good reason to believe in God? No. But it's a good reason to look into God because of this. That as an atheist or an agnostic, you do not gain anything from being an atheist or an agnostic, while you gain infinitely more if you're correct if you are a theist. So, that's my reason why I believe in God. My first reason is this, Pascal's wager. This can be used for different elements of life, and I use it a lot for different elements of life of what to do. However, that's then my argument for this. My next argument is the cosmological argument, which I don't know if you guys know this one. Probably don't know that name, but it's basically what created everything. So, we live on a planet here. I think we have actually a circle thing. I can use a circle. Well, Earth is green, so we'll use green. So this is Earth. A little bit of blue probably I could throw in there, but we're not going to do that. Right? And you know, the sun. Who created the Earth? Right? Well, comets, asteroids. Right? And then the sun was created by, like, dust cloud, I heard. I don't know, I'm not an expert on this. But what created these, and then what created that? You know, if we say it's a dust cloud, then, well, what created the dust cloud? Um, Hold on. What created this dust cloud, which formed the star? And then you're like, oh, well, the whole universe was made by the Big Bang, which is the start of it all. Um, is the leading theory at the moment, and I'll go with the leading theory. I trust the scientists. And so the Big Bang, infinitely small point, exploded, made the whole universe. So, what created the Big Bang? Atheists don't know. So, I will propose God. Because whatever made the Big Bang, I can then go, what created the Big Bang? You know, what created the thing that created the Big Bang? What created the thing that created the thing that created the thing that created the Big Bang? So, from this, I believe in God. This is the biggest argument I have. Other argument kind of just backs this, and I don't think would convert anyone. However, few objections. First objection is a question on God. They say, well, since you're questioning what made everything for my thing, what created God? You should be able to answer this. Now, this is not as good of a objection as you think. So, this is the time scale. Right. This is time. There, we don't know that that's how it ends, so we're just gonna... There. So this is time. There was a beginning. Whoa. I feel like we can all agree there was a beginning, whether it's the Big Bang or God, there was a beginning. So, time started at 0, and we're going on after this. So, this is time. Time has a unique thing of making people have beginnings. However, for God, he's outside of the box, you should say. I'll make a box around this. This is time. And in fact, God created time. So, if he created time, why would he go with time in having to have a beginning? The problem with the stuff you said, the Big Bang, is the Big Bang has no reason why it would be more powerful than time, as God is more powerful than time, because God is the greatest thing. So, why would God follow something that he created? Doesn't make sense. Same with space. That's why we say that he is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And also that he is everywhere in time and nowhere in time at the same time. You could say he's a 5-dimensional creature, which does not need a beginning, unlike us who are bound by time. So, the next argument against the cosmological argument, which is a little better, which says that, well, you kind of just threw God in at the end. You don't know it is God that created the universe. What if it's some bratty little kid that made us for his science fair projects because they're like advanced or whatever? Yeah, this bratty little kid, right? Well, I have an argument against this. But first, we have to get to the other argument against God. Not against, for, I mean. So, this one is called the ontological argument. This is a very, very complicated argument, and I doubt it would ever, convert someone, but it's the best argument, I would say. So, it's a little complicated, so I'm going to do my best to explain it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it that good, though. And then I'm also going to cover the objections. So, this is me. right here. Little thing, and then I got little strands of hair. Will give me yourself 5, because 5's a good number. Little smiley face too. So here's me. I exist. We're not going into that. We're just gonna assume I exist. Okay. So me, I am greater than things that don't exist. Right? Like a toaster. This toaster does not exist. Right? That's a toaster. Just be with me. That's a toaster. Okay. It doesn't exist. It's a D&E. So I am greater than this toaster that doesn't exist. I am also greater than Jimmy that doesn't exist. His name's Jimmy, he doesn't exist. Alright. So I'm greater than him because he doesn't exist. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say I am greater than anything that does not exist. However, what about God? If God doesn't exist, as the atheists say, I'll express God in this circle. That's what God is, okay? We're going to express him as that. So, if God does not exist, then as we've expressed, I am greater than God. However, we know God to be the greatest thing. Therefore, since God is the greatest thing, then he must be greater than me. But we have a contradiction. As we have said and stated, atheists agree I am greater than everything that doesn't exist, and they also agree that God would be the greatest thing if he did exist, or no matter what, he is the greatest thing that could be conceived. So we have a contradiction in that God is both greater than me and I'm greater than God by their standard. So there's a contradiction. It doesn't make sense. I cannot both be greater than God and God being greater than me, because he's greater than me. So, let's go by the different theory, that what if God does exist? So, this is the atheist God that doesn't exist, of course. That's a bad A. So, there's a contradiction with the atheist God that doesn't exist. However, with the theist God that does in fact exist, it's just, bam, greater than me. So, there is no contradiction with God existing. However, with God non-existing, there is a contradiction, because I would be greater than God. However, God is greater than me. So, God must exist, so then there's no contradiction. Got it? And he's greater than me only if he exists. Therefore, he must exist since he is the greatest thing. And we can also reason from this. Because God is the greatest thing, it is greater to be unlimited in power than to be limited in power. And it is also greater for him to be, well, unlimited in knowledge than it is for him to be limited in knowledge. And it is also greater for him to have great morals and be all good, unlimited in good, you could say, than it is for him to be limited in goodness. Then it also means he's all great and all loving. And you can reason every single characteristic of God from this logic. So, what is the counter argument to this? Well, it's this. What about, this is you questioning the cause, not the cause, the ontological argument right here. You're a very big Chad, though. Okay, don't worry, you got like a huge chin, very Chad chin, and you got a whole lock of hair, of course. And you're thinking about the greatest taco, okay? It's the greatest taco that could ever be thought of. And it's great. It's got meat, it's got lettuce, it's got tomatoes, it's got everything, okay? This is a taco, reason with me. It's the greatest taco. Nothing's greater than this taco, okay? So, you're like, well, the greatest taco would be more great if it was in my hands right now and existed. Therefore, the ontological argument doesn't work because no taco's currently in my hand. So, ha, ontological argument. However, there's a rebuttal to this using the ontological argument that actually proves God using this perfect taco. So, this taco we have discussed is greater than everything. It's the greatest taco. So, if it is the greatest taco, right, then it would be greater if it was living. If it was a living thing. So we can discuss it's a living thing now. It'd be greater if it was also unlimited knowledge in its mind, right? And it would also be greater if it was like unlimited in power. It'd be greater if it was, And it would also be greater if it had great morals. Then was very good, unlimited in goodness. And it would also be greater if it was all loving. And it would be greater if it existed. What are all these characteristics? This is God. Therefore, the greatest taco would not be a taco. Rather, it would be God. Anything that is the greatest would just be God by the logic of the ontological argument. So this argument doesn't work because the greatest taco would just be God. So let's go back to the cosmological argument to prove the cosmological argument correct. My final argument is a combination of the cosmological and ontological argument. So, as we discussed, the objection is that there is this 8-year-old brat. He's evil in his world, right? And he created this universe. So we're going to go with that yes, this brat, this 8 years old, made us as his science experiment, and that is the creator of the universe, right? Okay, let's reason about this. So, inside this box right here, this is the universe. And outside of it is outside the universe, where this 8-year-old brat lives. So, outside the universe, in his world, which is outside of the box, he is, oopsies. He is, well, evil. The E represents evil. Actually, I'll just spell out evil. It's only a 4-letter word. Bam. So, he's evil in his world. He's limited in knowledge. He's limited in power. He's evil. Right. Not the greatest thing. However, in his universe, he can do whatever he wants in our universe because he created it. Therefore, he's unlimited in power in our universe. And also, because he knows everything and can access everything in our universe, he is now unlimited in knowledge in our universe. And because God is the moral relativist over our universe, then, well, he's all good. So, he is God in our universe. He would be what we define as God. However, I know this is not God. He is not an 8-year-old brat. The reason why I do not think he is God, and this is not what God is because he has the moral, because he is the moral relativist. Lying is bad. L represents lying, B represents bad. Lying is bad. And because he believes that lying is bad, and because he also believes being a hypocrite is bad, then he will follow his morals. Right? Especially since we've discussed he is all great in this universe, therefore he's perfect. So he follows all morals. Because lying is bad, he wouldn't lie about being an 8-year-old kid, which, if you follow the Bible, he has said he is not, and that he is God, right? as we would imagine him. Therefore, God exists as we imagine him. And this is my last argument for deism. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment if you feel like it. Critique me. I want to know how to do videos better, so feel free to critique me. As it says in Proverbs, those who refuse critique are foolish. And so I love critiques, so please critique me. And thank you so much for watching. Next time, please come back. I'm going to be doing a video on why pagans in Hinduism, everything except Abrahamic religions, are wrong. Thank you so much for watching.